God! Turn out the gun!
To rage and swell, and very soon the Toby's boom was touching that little affair. Hey, touching that little affair, touching that little affair.
Airfield?
Yes, sir.
Good, I thought for a moment it was Brighton Beach. Where's Captain Triggers?
In the mess, sir. Sorry, sir. We weren't expecting.
Clearly. Triggers?
Come in. Would you like a drink?
Whiskey and soda.
Major.
Same for me, please.
Vincent. Just about to have lunch.
Ah.
Would you like to stay to lunch?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent.
Sir? Sir?
Think I shall inspect you?
No, sir.
You're hardly ready for inspection now, are you?
No.
Well, here's the sea flight, Captain Triggers.
Thank you, sir.
Despite appearances. Parachutes.
Sir?
Tell them.
Sir. There's an American called Leroy Schultz.
Whatever sort of name is that?
He's invented, or patented, a sort of parachute. The idea is that whoever uses it has the job of opening it himself.
Unlike the guardian angel, you understand. It's not attached to the aeroplane. Now, carry on, Major.
Sir, he's trying to sell it. He went to England, the Royal Aircraft Factory weren't very impressed. And now he's come to France to try to interest the Royal Flying Corps. He's, well, frankly, he's pestering HQ. He wants our assessment of it. So the General suggested that as you're by way of being our special flight, you might like to see what you think.
Fine, delighted.
Excuse me, sir. Are you, suggesting that we're supposed to jump out of an aeroplane with,
You volunteering?
Not immediately, no, sir.
HQ would like your ideas, that's all.
Sir.
Good. That's settled then. I'll tell this. What's his extraordinary name again?
Leroy Schultz, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell this fellow to come and show you his parachute tomorrow. Morning?
Morning. We've got some photography for HQ tomorrow.
Oh, that's all right. He can wait. There is a war on. I shall inspect you on Friday, 4 ppm.
Sir.
3 days' time. Got that?
Yes, sir.
I shall expect you to look like the guards.
Sir.
God.
Well, so long as we don't have to actually use his parachute.
Oh, I wouldn't permit. You want to brush up on a little foot drilling.
Quick! Hold it, you horrible little man. Quick! March! Hurry! Right! Leap! Right, aim out! Turn! Hurry! Right, aim out!
Charles! That's really a very good drill, Charles. You can take a special drill this evening. When you finish the evening patrol, 1 hour of it, drill the other ranks until they're indeed, like the General said, clear that up. Right, guards. Right, I've told you what this American's suggesting. Mr. Leroy Schultz. I want your opinions, please. Comments?
Well, personally, I think it's a bit of a lunatic idea.
Why?
Well, to be practical, we all know how much a parachute weighs.
Yes, it's true. 10% of the entire weight ratio of this thing, yes.
That's fuel, crew, ammunition, I mean, everything.
Well, I don't see what possible use it could be.
Why, Richard?
Well, it's all right in an observation balloon. That's stable. I mean, even when we do manage to puncture one of those things, God, take God knows how long to fall. So they have plenty of time to jump. Even then, they don't jump unless they have to.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine trying to jump from a spinning aeroplane.
Oh, my God.
Sure.
yes.
There's a French report of someone using a parachute in Siam in the 1680s.
Yes,
There's
really?
reports,
Come
yeah.
on, then, you know that.
Well, I thought everybody knew.
Really? That's fascinating. Any more comments?
Yes,
gentlemen?
just one. Excuse me.
Richard.
There is just one other thing. Just supposing it did work. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody in this flight would, well, think this way.
Yes.
But the moment anyone got into a bit of trouble, all they need do was
Yes,
just...
rather than bring the aeroplane back, they'd jump. I take your point. Yes, it's true. Alan, what were you trying to say?
So the General said that this parachute didn't have to be attached to the aeroplane, sir. Well, then I don't see what difficulty there could be in jumping. I mean, if you've got no static line to open the parachute, and you've got nothing attaching you to the aeroplane, well, you could jump when it was diving, spinning, anything. It wouldn't matter.
Yes, it's true.
Offering to give us a
My own
demonstration.
feeling
No,
about
I'm not,
this is that if we're going to carry extra weight, I'd rather do it carry more ammunition. I mean, the thought that we've got, what, 50 seconds ammunition left is very frightening. It's a lot more frightening than the thought that you might have to land the machine safely.
Yes, sir, but I think we ought to listen to this American.
Oh,
all
we
the same,
will,
sir.
we will. Apart from anything else, we've been ordered to. Now, Mills, I want this place spruced up. Anna, Mr. Gallion, Charles Spick and Span, please, like you had in the cavalry. I can't help you, I'm sorry. It's only in the engineers.
Airman. Come here. That's all this special saluting like, then.
You're an officer now, sir.
Oh. Well, then, since you're so good at it, you can give us all a demonstration. 100 times in the drill parade this evening.
What's all this?
I'm to move in here with you.
Are you? Well, Michael Starling's room's a lot bigger than this one.
Yes, well, Trigger said I was to move in here.
Well, why?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him? What's this?
Letter from Lorna.
Thought it was her handwriting. You didn't tell me she was writing to you?
She's not. Well, I only received it this morning. I was going to show it to you. Here, read it.
Well, thanks.
It's not at all what you think, you know. I mean, she's only written to let us know where she is.
Us?
Yes, us.
She must be feeling pleased with herself, keeping us both hanging on a string.
Don't talk rubbish, Alan.
Where is she, anyway?
Some base hospital.
Why'd she write to you, then?
Well, presumably, she thinks that I'm a relatively reasonable sort of human being, and I might reply. I mean, she only wants to know how we're faring, that's all. I mean, it is understandable, you know. I mean, for all she knows, for heaven's sake, I mean, Lord, well, you might be dead.
Not she care.
Well, of course she cares, you ass. You could hardly blame her if she didn't. I mean, all that time you were at Beckett-Hill, you never went to see her. Now, listen, if you had an atom of sense in that thick head of yours, you'd realize that she wrote to me because... Well, because, What did you see? She wants you to write to her.
No, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Doesn't make a great deal of sense to me either, but then women never do. I mean, surely you understand that much by now. I mean, Alan, she just wants you to make the first move, that's all.
Excuse me.
Now, look, there's her address. Sink your pride and right, huh? Alan, all I did was just fill a gap, you know. When you were reported missing, and she was convinced you weren't coming home, and so naturally she wanted to lay her head on the first of
I
April.
don't really want to talk about this now, Charles.
I just happened to be there, that's all. It's easy to go on blaming me, isn't it? But you must know that if you hadn't been so damn stubborn, gone to see the girl instead of sitting at home sulking, letting her go off to France...
You'd like me to go and grovel
Just
in the
show
feet,
how
I
you felt,
suppose.
that's
How
all.
do you know how I felt?
Well, presumably you are in love with her. I mean, you were going to marry her. Alan, if you think I'm going to go around being a bundle of guilt just to satisfy your hurt pride... There.
That's all right, Charles. Come on. Whoops.
I wonder whether I might have a word for you.
Yes, that's all right. That's all right.
I'd like you to move Alan Farmer into another room.
Another room. Make it sound like a hotel, Charles.
Well, Michael Starling's is rather larger
What's
than
the
that.
matter? Does he snore?
No, I just think it would be better.
I don't.
In which case, may I make a formal request?
And I'd reject it. Now, listen to me, Charles. It wasn't so long ago people came into this office complaining that you and Farmer were too pally. That an officer and a sergeant should have a more formal relationship.
Yes, sir, but that was before I
I'm
was
bored of
commissioned.
the ups and downs of the pair of you, whether you carry his books to school or whether he carries your books to school, or whether you're not speaking. I don't give a damn so long as it doesn't interfere with the efficiency of my flight.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Now, Farmer's now an officer. He hasn't got used to the idea. Nor of the other ranks. Neither apparently of you. I arranged for you to share a room with him because I think there are some things you can teach him which he needs to know. Things he can teach you too. It's not too late.
Evening, Charles. Right, what'll it be?
May I have a word?
Oh, yes, of course.
Parachutes. Basically very simple. Consider it as a truncated parabola, do you see? Counterbalance of atmospheric pressure, about 14.72 pounds to the square inch.
How about Michael?
And the
What
force
you
of
want?
the two gravitational constants, in our case the man and the ground. The fact that people always use a directly upward vertical force to open a parachute doesn't mean that it can't equally well be opened by a force applied vertically downwards, in our case the man's weight against the atmosphere. I hope I'm not oversimplifying, which means that we can dispense with the heavy container. Did I gather that you'd heard of this bizarrely named American?
Schultz? Yes, I read about him in Aero a couple of years back now.
I noticed your expression. Not so much recognition, but suspicion. Like seeing a man who may be a distant relative, or maybe somebody with money to.
Well, I don't remember his
Michael,
methods,
if you
but I
don't
know
know
he
what
didn't
to do,
use a
I'm going to
container
cancel
on
the
him.
offer.
He had a sort of...
Whiskey.
Sit down. Gather Eamon Wilkins is giving a saluting demonstration this evening.
Yes, sir, I ordered that.
Well, it's up to you, Charlie. If I were you, I'd cancel it. And you'd have to return his salute 100 times. Right, here's my whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Well, will he ever learn?
I hope so. You don't think I was right, do you? Recommending him for commission.
Oh, well, that's not for me to say, sir. He's your protege.
Yes, I suppose he is. Let's hope I'm right.
The American gentleman, Mr. Schultz.
Hiya, boys.
Mr. Galian.
Mr. Galian, how are you? Great pleasure to meet you, sir.
Mr. Farmer.
Mr. Farmer,
No,
great.
no, I'm
Mr.
Oh,
Farmer.
you're Mr. Farmer? Well, Mr. Farmer, it sure is good meeting you too, sir.
Mr. Starr.
And Mr. Starling. Okay, I know you're all busy men, so I'm not going to waste your time here. But what I'm going to show you this morning can literally save your lives. Now, okay, I know that's a mighty big claim to make. So I'm going to tell you who I am and why I say what I say. The name is Leroy H. Schultz. Now, I graduated, and I set up as an engineer in my hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. Well, along around 1901, the circus came to town. Now, to make the long story short, boys, I just packed my bags and I joined that circus. And gentlemen, I did anything. Yet, you ask, I did it.
Tell you, have you ever shot out of one of those big cannons, you know, into the net?
Well, I sure as hell never done anything like that. But I rode on broken horses.
You did?
Yeah, I drove automobiles through a wall of fire. And then I started Schultz's flying circus. Of course, to you boys, I guess it wouldn't be much of a show, huh? But it was new. And we charged money. Yep, 50 cents each, and the winner got himself a flight. Maybe 2 minutes, with luck.
When was this?
1907. Yeah. Well, now, later on that year, I was trying for a new altitude record. I had one of the first Curtis's.
Curtis, he has a good machine.
It's a good one, boy. Well, now, suddenly, boys, all around me, that machine, it just started to break up. It was then that I got the idea for my parachute. Now, I want to volunteer. Oh, come on, boys. Come on, I ain't asking you to jump out of an airplane here for me. No, I just want a strong man to bring in a little package I got from outside.
Ah, well, Sergeant Mills will volunteer. He's our athlete.
He is? Well, okay, Sergeant, just the man I'm looking for. Sergeant, outside the hangar door to the right, you'll find a little container. Could you bring her in here for me? Come on through, boys, come on through. Now, what I'm going to show you, you know already, but I'm just using it to illustrate something here. Now, boy, Sergeant, just bring her right front and center here. Drop her. Watch your feet there. Now, you all recognize this thing, don't you?
Yes. Guardian Angel parachute.
The Guardian Angel parachute. Absolutely right, sir. In its container. Total weight, 70 pounds. It's clumsy, heavy. Hell, boys, it's just useless. To you flyers, that is. Now, from here, as you probably already know, there's a static line connected to your airplane. Now, that opens it, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Well, that's just great, boys. If you're jumping from the Brooklyn Bridge. Or, I guess as you'd say, Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge. But if you was like I was, I mean, with your plane and a damn near vertical dive, it's just no damn use at all, boys. When you want to get the hell out of an airplane, I mean, the last thing you want is something to tie you to it. So, gentlemen, I had 6 months in the hospital. Yep, but I used them 6 months working. And I invented Schultz's patent parachute. Sergeant? Sir? If you don't mind, there's another package the other side of the door. Could you just bring her in there for me? Now, gentlemen.
Good man, Mills.
Gentlemen, what you are about to see is the greatest development in safety in the history of aviation. Hey, Sergeant, it's a whole lot lighter, isn't it, huh,
yes,
boy?
Sir. Yes.
No clumsy, heavy container. Feel that, light as a feather, huh? Now, pass it on, pass it on. And, boys, this is the main feature here. There ain't no static line. Yep, all you got to do is you just clip this onto your body. Then you just jump out of your airplane. You pull the cord here, and the parachute opens automatically. See her? Now, I'm sure you all got lots of questions here.
How does it?
The pressure of the air as you drop.
Can we see that?
No, I'm afraid not. Well, sure, it'd open, but hell, boys, that means I gotta pack her all back again.
In which case, what evidence do we have that it does work?
I'm the evidence. I have made 82 jumps from airplanes using this here parachute. From all heights, from 500 feet to 5,000.
When did you do all these jumps?
Well, my first was in 1980.
Good Lord, that's about nearly 7 years ago.
8 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Is this documented?
Yep, in my hotel... watch the cord there, boy. In my hotel room, I've got cuttings from 23 newspapers in the United States reporting on my jumps with the circus. Oh, it was also, I'm told, reported in some aviation journal over in England.
Yes, Arrow reported it. I told you about that.
Yeah, when I restarted the flying circus, the high point of the show was my parachute descent. Yeah, we charged $1 to see it. We ran a sort of gamble on where I'd come down. 50 cents a time. Yeah, that was the hard bit, boys. Used to have to try to land where nobody'd stake their money.
Oh, did it work open every time?
Well, I sure wouldn't be here if it didn't, sir.
Well, why is nobody taking this thing up then?
Well, now, I think it's because they're dumb. Well, maybe people just didn't like the idea flying's dangerous. Well, I don't know, maybe there wasn't enough airplanes. Maybe because there wasn't a war. take her out where you found her, yeah? And watch out.
Well, Mr. Schultz, what exactly do you want us to do then?
I want you to help me save the lives of thousands of British flyers.
Yes, of course, but exactly how?
Yeah, but by telling your general just what the Schultz patent parachute will mean to the Royal Flying Corps. The decision's yours, boys.
Yes, well, we're on patrol in 10 minutes. It's been very interesting to meet you, Mr. Schultz.
Well, it's been nice meeting you, Mr. Galen. Mr. Sparrow? Mr.
Perhaps Mr. Farmer could take you to the mess until Captain Trigger's returns.
Yeah, okay, that'd be swell. Come on.
Certainly.
Oh, Sergeant, hey, you take care of yourself, huh? Yeah, don't work too hard. Here, let me pay for this here.
No, that's not allowed. Not on a British mess.
Oh. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Well, cheers. That's what you say, isn't it?
Well, we're supposed to, yes.
That lieutenant, he sure wasn't very impressed, was he?
Oh, I don't
Because
know.
believe me, my parachute works.
Yes.
I want you to help me.
I'm sorry, I don't
Hey,
think I'll be...
I don't mean for free. Now, you see, the thing is that, come here. I haven't worked out the detailed costings. Not yet. But my parachute ought to work out a hell of a lot cheaper than the Guardian Angel. Well, there's no container for a start.
Yeah.
So we sell it for the same price. Better product, same price.
I don't see what...
Look, buddy, I'm a businessman. I got the best product. I stand to make a fortune. Does that shock you any?
Well...
But, you see, I need you the way you need my parachute. So I got a little proposition here for you. Now, you persuade that general of yours to make a trial order. Huh? Oh, just enough to prove what the parachute can do.
I don't think the General's going to take much notice of what I say.
Oh, he would if you proved that it worked. You see, that general of yours, he takes a lot of notice of flyers. Particularly flyers with experience. You want a cigar?
No, thanks.
You, understand what I mean?
No, I'm not sure I do.
Now, look, buddy, take my parachute. Use it. Prove that it works. Yeah, I don't care how the hell you do it, but, boy, if I were in your shoes, I'd sure as hell find a way. You realize that most times you can't use the parachute again.
No, I suppose you can't.
Yep. Each time it's used, that means a man saves his life. It also means another sale. Say, 5%.
5%.
On every sale to the Royal Flying Corps, 5% to you. Now, I'm talking about a lot of money here, buddy.
I'm sorry, Mr. Schultz, but I think...
It's Captain Trigger!
Is that your Captain Triggers? The airplane's on fire. Guess he could have used a parachute. Let's go talk to him.
No, not now. He won't want to talk about it now.
Yes, I think we deserve one.
Yes.
I'm sorry to bother you.
That's all right. Come in.
I sent the American away, sir. I didn't think it was the proper time. But I have to tell you what he said, sir.
Where is he?
He's gone back to his hotel, sir. There's his card.
Oh. Looks like he can afford the best. What's he like?
Well, he offered me money to try and help him sell parachutes to the flying corps, sir.
Did he? How much?
5% on all sales.
You took it?
No, sir.
Oh, should have done. When this war's over, you're not going to be one of our boys in the sky anymore, you know. You're going to be unemployed. Ex-officer. Ex-gentleman. If this parachute thing works, could be very useful.
Yes, sir. Well, I've got a good job to go home to, thank you, sir.
As a blacksmith.
The point is, despite the sort of man he is, sir, I think his idea works, this parachute thing, sir.
Oh, you do?
Yes, sir, and I think we need it.
Well, I don't. I'll tell you why. This morning we were hit by Archer fire. The one thing all flyers are most frightened of happened. We had a fire. It was fire down the port side. There was petrol leaking down the starboard fuselage. I brought the thing home in a series of side slips so that the sparks wouldn't ignite the petrol. If I'd had a parachute, I'd have jumped.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
No, it's not a good idea. For once, Corps was right and we were wrong. That railhead that I thought was almost deserted, it wasn't. It was packed with German troops being brought forward, swarming with Hansa Division.
Two
divisions. They're planning a push. If I'd had a parachute, I'd have jumped, and those photos, which are now with HQ, would have been burnt along with the machine. Nobody would have known anything about it.
I don't believe you'd have jumped, sir. I believe as soon as you realised how important it was to get back, you would have done anything you could to avoid jumping. Anyway, I don't see that that's any reason against giving a man a chance to live when otherwise he hasn't got any chance at all, sir.
Well, you've obviously been very impressed by this American.
Oh, sir, not by him, sir, by his parachute.
None of us have actually seen it work.
Yes, that's right, sir. Well, I was talking to Mr. Starling, sir, and we were wondering if we couldn't, get up some kind of demonstration for the generals.
Demonstration?
Yes, sir, Mr. Starling would fly the aeroplane and I'd make the jump, sir.
No, you won't. I begrudge giving lives to king and country, let alone Mr. Leroy Schultz. I specifically forbid pilots to commit suicide. If he is so keen on this demonstration, why doesn't he jump himself?
I don't know, sir. Perhaps he's a bit past.
Well, if he's not prepared to risk his life, I don't see why he should expect one of us to risk ours, do you?
Well, if he will agree to make the jump, sir, do I have your permission to fly him?
Yes.
Thank you. Have I then your permission to go and see him at his hotel, sir?
Well, you've got the dawn patrol, and after that, flying at 5:30. Between those times, you have my permission.
Monsieur, pour vous voir, Monsieur Schultz.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, mademoiselle. Come on in. The water's fine.
Morning.
Hey, buddy, how are you? How are you? Yeah, sit down, sit down. Make yourself at home. It's, oh, yeah, I get a little cold sleeping alone. Just get some clothes on here, huh? You want a scotch?
No, thank you.
So, you've been reconsidering my offer?
No.
Still open. What do you want?
The General Officer commanding Flying Corps has been inspecting us tomorrow. I want to give him a demonstration of your parachute.
That's great.
No, I volunteered to make the jump, but I've not been allowed to.
Oh, excuse me. Captain Traeger?
Yes.
So, who's doing it?
Well, he won't let any of our men do it.
Hell, there's only one of the guys used to it, and he's back in the States.
Well, Trigger suggested you might do it.
I don't do it. Not anymore.
Well, why not?
Just I don't do it anymore.
Well, nice meeting you.
Well, come on, it isn't that it's dangerous or anything. Okay, you can break a leg, but I mean, if you're any kind of an athlete, you
Well, I
shouldn't have
imagine
any...
it'll be the only chance you get to do it.
You don't understand. Okay, I'll tell you. Jacksonville, Florida. June 13, 1913. Friday. Friday. 13. Guess you could say I'm superstitious. We used to make this offer. $500 to anybody from the crowd who'd jump. Of course, nobody ever did. Well, that was the idea. I mean, we didn't have packets of $500 to throw around. But this one time, there was this kid. Well, I don't know, maybe he was a little drunk. Maybe he He wanted to impress his girlfriend. Maybe he needed the money. But I knew. You understand? I just knew somehow that... Hell, I'd made that jump 82 times myself. All I'd ever done is sprain my ankle once or twice. So I took him up. And he jumped.
What happened?
What happened? Nothing happened. He hit the ground like a blank mange. You see, he was left-handed. Damn, I should have thought of that. The cord you pull's on the right. He'd been tugging away on the left. God, he'd torn right through the pants he was wearing. Right into his thigh. Down to the bone, almost. But on the wrong side. So the circus left town.
Yes, well, if you want to sell to the general, you'll have to jump.
I don't jump.
I'll tell him your decision.
For God's sake, come on, take my parachute. You don't have to tell Captain Traegers, and then when you get a chance, just use
Mr. Schultz, I'm a flying officer.
Oh, okay. Find somebody else then. I'll pay plenty. Hey, it's not just the British, you know. It's the French. The Frenchies, they're gonna want it too, you know. Come on, buddy. Come on, just do it for me this one time, huh? Fix it for me, buddy, and I swear I'll get you a share on every damn parachute I sell.
German sales as well.
I don't want to sell to the Germans. Not unless I have to.
Goodbye.
Hold it! Your general, you think if he sees it work, he'll buy some?
I don't know. I know he won't buy any if he doesn't see it working.
Okay, God damn it, I'll jump.
Right. I'll be a pilot then.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. That's fine, boys, fine. Looking real good. Hey, you know, we gotta have them both sides. Yeah, gotta give that general a real good look, no matter which way we're flying. Hey, have a cigar, boys.
Oh, thank you,
One
sir.
for you, one for you. Hiya.
Getting off the high jump this morning.
Yeah, that's right, sir.
My machine ready, Corporal?
Yes, sir. There's the magneto again, sir. It's all right now.
Oh, good. Well, I better take her up and test her.
Hey, you going up, sir?
Just for a test flight, yes.
Well, hey, you mind if I come along for the ride? Yeah, I like to get the feel of these airplanes before I jump from one.
Yes, but alas, I'm afraid...
Well, that's right kind of you, Major.
There's no smoking in the hangar. Come on.
Yeah, I never seen a trench system before.
Well, you won't now. We're just testing the engine.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Court was wondering whether you wanted the latrines cleaned out for the general.
Of course.
Well, he didn't think he'd want to use them, so...
Use? Inspect?
Is that sort of a general? But he's dispersed the fatigue party.
He's done what?
Oh, well, you just have to gather them together again, mate.
What's this, Sarge?
The American's parachute. Nobody's to touch it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing him jump.
You'll soon be cleaning out the latrines if I can't get the fatigue party together. Corporal Tennant!
doesn't fly over our side of the lines.
You weren't here, of course, when 3 Hun machines attacked this airfield. Bombed us to hell.
It was only a test flight.
You had no right taking up an unarmed civilian.
Well, I guess that German pilot didn't realize I was a neutral. Hey, Captain, what if he hit us, huh? What if we caught fire? Now, isn't that an argument for having my parachute?
It's not my decision, Mr. Schultz. If you want my opinion, your parachute is an excuse for cowardice.
Cowardice?
Mills, get on the core HQ.
Look, Captain, now look, I know your reasons, but I'm telling you that nobody ought to be forced to fly without my parachutes.
Get on to core HQ, find out what time the General's arriving.
Mr.
Schultz! We have no time. I know he's supposed to arrive at 4. I also know he has a habit of turning up when he's least expected. Now, get on to his chauffeur, find out what time he's ordered the car for. Charles!
Sir!
Are the men fit and polished, are they? Ready for inspection?
Well, they're ready, sir.
Fine,
Yes,
thank you.
I've been looking for you.
Oh, yeah?
I presume your parachute has vents peripheral to the apogee.
I don't know about that, but we got little holes in the top for steering.
Mills, have you got through yet?
Have you ever considered some form of fabric louvers?
No, can't say I ever have.
They might be better, do you see? And of course, there's no reason at all why it has to be circular.
I kind of like it circular.
You might get better lateral control if it were, for example, square.
Well, as long as she gets me down.
So the chauffeur isn't there and the General's car left 5 minutes ago.
Michael! Lay 2 extra places for dinner, they're on the way. Charles! Call out the guard, they're on the way.
Right, sir.
Solid! Up! Present! Up! Shoulder! Up! Shoulder! Up! Present! Heat!
Morning, Captain.
Stand easy!
Now, take her on up to 5,000 feet. Actually, it's easier the higher you go, but you see, they won't know that. They'll think it's more risky. Gotta give them a show, buddy.
5,000 feet.
Yeah, and I won't open the parachute till the last second.
Why's that?
Well, let them think it doesn't work. That's what the crowd comes to see. Well, this thing's a little stiff. Yeah, I haven't worn this thing since we...
I'll fly the machine so you can jump out the port side, all right?
That kid. He couldn't have been more than 19.
Wind's only 1 knot, so no trouble there.
Yeah, sure, it's no trouble at all.
Mr. Palmer.
What the hell?
What's the matter?
Some damn fool's been playing around with this. I told you, Mills, nobody touches this.
Nobody has.
Oh, yeah, well, look at it. Now, this thing here should be flat. Somebody's pulled the cord.
Nobody's been near
Look,
it.
I know if it's been tampered with, goddammit.
Captain Triggers wants you to take us straight away.
It's
The
all right,
General has to leave.
Mills, look at this.
Nobody's touched it.
Shucks. I gotta take the whole damn thing apart and refold it.
What?
I gotta refold it.
How long will that take?
I don't know, 2 hours, maybe more.
We haven't got 2 hours. We've got to take off now.
Now, wait a minute, buddy. If this thing ain't packed right, this
Listen,
doesn't have to
Sergeant
open.
Mills says nobody's touched
Oh,
it.
yeah, well, look at it.
Well, it looks the same as it did
Yeah,
before.
and I'm telling you that somebody's pulled the
Listen,
cord
if
here and
you're
they stuck
scared,
it.
why the hell
What do
didn't
you
you
mean I'm
tell me?
scared? Okay, I'm scared. Nobody but a damn fool steps out over a 5,000-foot drop and ain't scared. But I tell you, this thing works. I proved it, so long as it's packed properly.
I'll tell the General the first.
Well, come on, just give me a chance to repack it here.
We haven't got time. Listen, the General's got to go soon. Either we fly now or we'll never get another chance.
Why are you so damn keen, mister?
Because I believe in your parachute, that's why. I believe it could save thousands of lives. My life! And I know why you're so keen, too. Because you stand to make more money out of this than we've ever seen.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I just left it too long since the last jump, huh? Come on, buddy, let's go.
Hello, this way. So, if you'd care to sit in this. Major?
Thank you. At the aeroplane?
Yes.
Taking its time.
B2C isn't noted for its rate of climb.
Saw a parachute demonstration at Hendon once.
Really, sir?
Quite different. It was the Guardian Angel. Attached to the aeroplane, you know.
Oh, yes, sir.
Struck me then. Dropping by parachute, I mean. Bit like being condemned to hang. A strong recommendation for mercy.
He's taking it a bit hard, isn't he? Yes. Mr. Farmer. Mr. Farmer now. He's keen enough.
Yes, he is.
Mind you, it ain't his neck.
For your information, he volunteered to make the jump.
Honest?
Two triggers wouldn't let him.
Think he will jump, Sarge?
Well, of course he'll jump. That's what he's up there for, isn't it?
Getting out on the wing. We shall soon know whether the thing works or not.
He didn't jump.
He will, next time around.
Good show.
Sir?
The inspection, I mean.
Oh, thank you.
Thought I'd catch you out coming early, but you're a wily old bird, Triggers.
We really should be going, sir.
I want to have a word with that pilot.
I'll be here shortly, sir. Mr. Stein, could you check he's on his way, please?
Oh, by the way, tell that sergeant that when I inspect latrines, not to stand outside them like a commissioner doesn't fool anybody.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Second Lieutenant Farmer, sir.
The American fellow, where is he?
He's on his way back to his hotel, sir.
Why didn't he jump?
He said somebody had tampered with his parachute, sir.
Did he?
Yes, sir.
I don't believe him. I think he funked it. Well, if he's not prepared to risk his neck with the damn thing, I don't see why we should. Drink up, Major. We're late.
Well, I believe him. Somebody been playing about with that parachute.
Well, we'll never know, will we?
I'll buy you a drink, Alan. What will you have?
Whiskey?
2 whiskey.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Schultz was right, you know. We do need parachutes.
Well, nobody can blame you. Even if he wasn't prepared to jump. You certainly were.